So, here we have a reenactment of a battle. I believe this is an attack on Fredericksburg, as you can see the city in the background here. And as you can see, the Yanks, they've lost their river crossing. So, they will need to get that river crossing back up as quickly as possible. Now, over here are the forces being defended by the Confederate State Army. As you can see, firing back from the protection of their houses, and then you can now see it looks like a collection of these guys are going to try and get in a boat. Maybe no, that may not work, but it looks like the sappers are going to try, oops a daisy, and get something back up and running as quickly as possible. So you can see them, the sappers jumping into the water. There we go, the first section of the bridge has been rebuilt. Listen to all those cracks. Okay, maybe he didn't make it. So there's a few guys under there who's having a few problems. So Hamilton, can he get a breath of air? He can. Mass engineer attack here. Look at this. All these sappers, while coming under fire from the Confederate State Armies. A few of them taking a shot. Oh, one tries to jump across. Mr. Noonan takes a bullet. Oh, look at that. Horrific casualties onto the engineers. Those poor sappers as they're trying to make their way across. They dive into the water to get away from the bullet fire. And let's see if they manage to do anything. No, Recruit Hadley dies as soon as he comes off of out of the water, I should say. And now these guys, while under fire. Oh no, another one. Oh, multiple members of the Union Sapper Squad taking battle fire. Private Hamilton in there as well. Oh dear, Corporal Googie Wiggly Willy has unfortunately snuffed it. There's the veteran Dark Corps in there as an engineer sapper as well. These guys fighting desperately to return the bridge to some kind of serviceable state so that the Union troops can make their way across. Now, the trouble is that as they are trying to make their way across, then the Union troops are offering them cover. These sappers continuing to try and get in there. You've got Mailman moving over onto the right-hand side. And let's see if he can actually get the bridge back into some kind of sorted fashion. Let's see, he's in there with his hammer. He's surrounded by the dead and dying of his sapper squad. This is the cover being offered to him by his Union team. As you can see, as they're charging in, the sappers desperately trying to look at this, desperately trying to build stuff as quickly as possible. This is great building going on here by the sapper squads. Fantastic. You can imagine. Okay, so it wasn't so good for him, and they're now building underwater, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem for them. Oops, another one fell off. Another one landed on the other side. So there's Private Hamilton. He's now got to deal with this particular pontoon section of the bridge. Now the trouble is, I think they're going to have to build that one out just a little bit further, because otherwise they're going to have problems. So as you can see, the planks going down by the sapper squad. There we go. More planks going down. And that means they can now make it to the other side of the bridge. The only drawback is they can't get back. It is a one-way trip for the Union forces if they decide to follow this route. Oh dear, that was very unfortunate. One of the sappers there, Bombardier Mike, taking a bit of battle. And Private Hamilton as well. He's diving into the water, swimming across as quickly as possible to try and get in there to do a little bit of engineering. And we've got a little bit Juggalo Island under here, taken out very quickly by Bombardier Mike's axe. And here's Mailman going in, but no, shot in the back by Mr. Pink from Louisiana. And this is terrible. The engineer squad, the sapper squad, taking so many casualties as they're trying to do this under the massed fire of the Confederate State Army. So you can see them, here we go, fine work being done by Sir Hal. More members of the sapper squad being taken down as Sir Hal is doing his best to try and build. Oh no, Sir Hal gets taken down, and another member of the engineering team goes down as well, as we're watching Colonel Tor doing his best to try and get everything back up and running as quickly as possible. You've now also got over here what appears to be, First Lieutenant Jackson. He looks to try and stop them creating this bridge. Oh no, Hamilton taken down as well. More stabby goodness coming out. Oh, that's very painful. So there we go. There's yet more people. Recruit Hadley in there as well. Veteran William. So many people. So many people moving in there. Look at those engineers doing a fantastic job. Sappery goodness. So now basically what they're doing is they're destroying all this section now that they've actually got a proper bridge down so they can actually get across. But no, so much fire concentrating on the sappers. It's really struggled for them, and they are doing a fantastic job of doing this bridge building under fire. Just phenomenal. Look at this. The casualties that these guys are suffering. It's immense. Absolutely horrific. But these guys will not be denied. As the engineering team, the sappers extraordinaire. Squaddy unfortunately being taken down as he makes his way over the top. You've also then got Private Highlander taking a bullet from Winterhouse, but no. First Lieutenant Jackson there from the 5th Virginia. And it looks like pretty soon we might be talking about a crossing by the Union troopers as there's a battle going on. Oh, look at that. There's a battle going on the bridge between a lone trooper and the engineers. There we go. Recruit Hadley takes him back down. And we should be talking about a situation where the Union Army will be making a crossing across the bridge very soon. Let's see. Oh, so many casualties for those poor engineers. Look at this bridge building job. Fantastic. Now, the only thing is that when they make the move across, they're going to have to be careful because there's going to be a huge amount of fire being concentrated down on that area. So you've got engineering here, and you've got more troops in here from Alabama, as you can see. Oh no, Mailman unfortunately catching a bullet there from Googly. You've got Googly Woogly Willy, who unfortunately got shot in the face. And here are the defenders. Now, the only drawback is there is a little bit of a gap there. Oh, but they're looking to actually fill that gap as quickly as possible. And the engineers doing their best under fire. Oh, Dark Core taken down. Googly again. Wow, look at that. So there's Major Alexander taking a pot shot at the defensive structures on that particular area. As very exciting is in and trying to do some kind of damage here. As the engineers on the side of the Confederate State Army are now moving back to defensive positions. As any minute now, the Union Army is on its way. As we can see, across. There we go. All formed up into double column. Ready to cross the bridge. Colours being held proudly. And we should be underway pretty soon. Another little line, another column there, double column. There's Bacon. There's Major General Lance. Belagion. And we should be moving in pretty soon. Here we go, boys and girls. Edward Fowler leading the army over the bridge. Now, the question is, oh dear, how soon till any number of these men have been killed? There's one. Oh, Colour Holder gets taken down. Old Glory falls into the river nearly. That could have been very unfortunate. More fire being concentrated. The second Colour Holder. And there we go. They're breaking into the run. Multiple members of the New York State Militia have been taken down. And we shall follow Edward Fowler charging into battle under the fire of the Confederate State guns. Here come the Union forces. And then behind them, a brave Colour Holder. Colour Sergeant Meh. With that face. Any minute now, the next section of the Union troops will make their way across. All these fine fellows here. Now, here's Captain Farfigger of the Confederate State Defense Force. You can see them now defending as they fight house to house in Fredericksburg. Oh, here's the New York. The New Yorkers now moving over to the right-hand side. This defensive structure created by the 5th Virginia. There's Captain Bohannon in there as well. He's defending the left side of that building. You've got this good structural building here, and obviously the fence at the rear. You've then got Brigadier General Sergeant Pepper in there as well, the Brigadier General for the DA. And it looks like, yep, there we go. Old Glory, Sturog for North Carolina, has charged in and nicked Old Glory from under the noses of the Union troops. That's a serious problem there. And the trouble is they need to get that flag back. Oh, random horse. And that was Major General Sergeant, or so I should say, they've just lost Sergeant Pepper and they've just lost Major General Nitek. Wow. That's a serious problem there for the Confederate State Army. They've just lost both of their commanders and their horses as well. So it looks like a charge in here onto the defending Union forces. Let's see, there's 69th New York Colonel Feldsau, who's in there as well, having a little bit of a saber battle in between the houses, but then gets taken down by Sergeant Cookies as the Virginian regiment come charging out from that left side. The left flank is now pretty... Oh, there's a Nitek there again. So it looks like the right flank, I should say. Left flank. Oh, look at this. Straight into loads of Union troopers and Nitek taken down very quickly. A lovely kill there from Recruit Tillion. Look at this absolute melee fest in the middle of all of the houses. Just off from the main street and the defensive encampment of the Confederate State Army. This was a trap waiting to be sprung. And indeed it will. So... let's see. Oh, there's lots more going on. So let's see. There's Recruit English Hitman from the United States Marine Corps. They're charging in. Nitek is doing his best to try and deal with people, and the Confederate States have managed to successfully win that round. And so we return to yet another attempt to cross the river. The Union troops here, as you can see, led by Edward Fowler. The charge has been given, and they are across the bridge here. This time it wasn't blown up. They did lose a few people on the way. They're jumping off the river, jumping off the bridge into the river, moving left and right to try and avoid the fire. You've also got them in this nice little vegetable patch. So you can see here, making their move. You can see behind this particular wall, you've now got the retreat being sounded by Comrade Lenin. And in comes General Yannick, fresh from the football, so to speak. There will be a day when the courage of men fall, but it is not this day. This day we fight. And so, a little bit of horse assassination going on. Oh no, Edward Fowler has been dropped as they charge round the corner into the Confederate State defences. Jay Chamberlain there with a massive charge there. But unfortunately, didn't get very far. Oh! Sergeant Donahue taken, oh my goodness. And then Drevin taken down very quickly straight after that. Fine headshot by the Confederate State forces. And now we are looking at... this is the first attack for the Union lines. As you can see, it's been messy. Here are the Confederate State troops. And in comes yet more troops. Here we go. Another line coming in. The United States Marine Corps charging into battle, along with members of the 4th US Artillery, charging in and trying to do damage as best they can. So you can see here the 5th VA trying to defend Here's Major Thomas Devin from the 6th New York. And now it looks like they are holding this position. Possibly. No! The Confederate State Army is pushing back quite significantly. Saka in there doing the defences. Who's that? That's Recruit Lindblom. He's now going to move out as yet remaining members. The third wave of the Union troops are on their way. The New York State Militia about to charge around the corner. Oh, mercenary Billy taking a bullet as soon as he goes around the corner. Will Dever boys. Dear oh dear. So you can see, oh, nice stab by De Bois there. So you can see him going in there, doing a little bit of stabbing and all the rest of it. So you can see there, oh, he gets then taken down. And as you can see, Volunteer Doggy now decides to back off from the Union forces who are looking around the corner here, doing their best. Poor old Comrade Lenin gets taken down, and the windows are being stabbed here by the Union troops as poor old Major General Nitek is taken down. So you can see here the Confederate State Army fighting back with increased intensity against the Union troops, which are now attacking them from all directions. Damien Gray in there as well, as you can see, going after a man who just killed one of his friends. You can see Damien Gray in there, a little bit of stabby goodness going on. His friend Recruit Matt's in there. Oh, gotta be careful. Let's see. And there is Stonewall moving in and making his way in. Colonel Stonewall. And yet more lines of Union troops charging into battle. Look at this massive, massive line of troopers. Ah, there he is, of course. Mr. Hinkle. Mr. Hinkle indeed. So, let's see. You can see plenty of the Union troops now moving into Fredericksburg through the streets, searching for members of the Confederate State Army that remain. As you can see, they are charging in from all directions. They may decide to look like it's going to charge in from the rear here, as it looks exactly what they're doing is they're pushing the Confederate State Army all the way back to their final defensive positions by the stables and near the horses, as masses of amounts of fire is coming in. There's Corporal Punisher. This is all that remains of the Confederate State Army. They have stolen Old Glory, however. Look at this attack here by the Union troopers charging into battle, trying to avoid the bullets. Oh, it's absolute bedlam. It's chaos. It's destruction. And it's a massacre. Look at this. So much smoke all over the place. Hard to see what's going on. So much silly things going on. Many stabbings. And Volunteer Moore in there from the 9th New York City. So let's see what's going on. Volunteer E.L. Pickett's in there as well. Comrade Lenin doing his best to defend. He is not in with the music this time. Guru Dennis also moving in with a bayonet on the front of his Springfield rifle. Oh, look at this. It's another mass attack by the Union forces. And the Confederate State Army is fleeing. They are fleeing back towards their defense area, I suppose you could say. There's General Janik there. There's Nitek. And these guys are all moving back. And the Confederate States have lost that final flag. The Union have captured Flag Zero. And now this is the last stand of the Confederate State Army. 50 men remaining. Now, let's see what's going on. as it looks like the problem is that the defenders do not have any points in order to build additional defences. And that was a box. A high explosive box. So these guys continuing to move back. Oh, Punisher taken down. Long distance by Sergeant Tabington. Lovely shot indeed. So there's Nitek going in to stab them all. Let's watch Nitek see how his attempts to stab them all goes. It didn't go well. It looks like they're on the run. The Confederate State Army is running now. This bridge is where it could all end. So let's see. Let me guess, is that Lenin? It is, of course. Music to raise his comrades' spirits. So let's see. Oh, goodness me. Mandalore from New York City looking to back away as the Confederate State... Oh dear, watch out. Oh, he took a quick shot there. And you can see the stabbing going on. There we go. S9000 taken down by Googly Woogly Willy. Or Googly Woogie Willy. And you can see here Mancha also in as well. And here is the final bridge. Oh dear. And so, the battle for Fredericksburg continues. With the Union Army pushing further out now of the outskirts of Fredericksburg and into the fields surrounding it. To the nearby bridge with wooden crossings. To what appears to be a large field with woods at the rear and the Confederate State Army waiting patiently. Here, waiting for the Confederate States commanders to give the order to fire, is the sections and regiments of the Confederate State Army. Scouting out ahead, holding the Confederate State colours, is Major General Nitek. Now with new moustache, which I have to say looks very, very good. Oh dear. And so, to the other side of the river, we search for the Union forces. And here they are. Union lines waiting for their commanding officers to give them the charge. Musicians are in place. And we are waiting. You can see the fire. Whoops-a-daisy. You can see the fire coming over already. There's a little bit of fire. It is fired off by the scouts as we progress. Now this is going to be a very difficult charge here, because not only do they then have to climb up the bank on the other side, they then have to charge across an open field. Yannick there. Keeping his troops ready, poised for the moment when they know the Union forces must attack. keeping his friends and colleagues happy and spirits raised is, of course, Comrade Lenin. Sounding the muster, musician Lorco keeping the troops alert and making sure they're ready to fight. As a man holding the colours makes his way back, Mercenary Lutz places the flag on the wall. As fifes continue in the background. As we move down and find the Union troops moving in. As they're taking fire almost immediately. Oh, goodness me. The charge. They're going to be lining up as quickly as possible. They're going to be firing back as quickly as they can. Oh, there we go. Poor old Meg gets taken down very quickly. They're trying to get themselves into some sort of line and return fire. Holy crap, look at that. Massive amounts of fire, but unfortunately for the Union troops, the Confederate State Army is behind that wall. And they are going to get cut down. They're trying to reload. The smoke is helping to cover their positions, but no. Members of the Union troop are being taken down. This is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Edward Fowler's in there as well. He's sectioned himself off just to the left. Oh, damn. Look at that. The flag being held. First Lieutenant Jackson holding on to the flag. It looks like Old Glory has fallen into the dirt. Jackson taking his colours back with him. Old Glory left in the mud. As the Union forces now return. And cavalry sneaks up. Oh, look at that. Major General Nitek losing his horse almost immediately. As the opposing forces here, the 32nd Massachusetts, looking to defend against evil horsebound people. Edward Fowler taken down by Sergeant Pepper. As now yet more reinforcements come charging through. Forming into a line. Oh, Recruit Matt taken down almost immediately. Volunteer mailman in for the United States Marine Corps. Bacon in there commanding. Damian Gray in the New York State Militia. Fire coming in. These are the guys who are now behind the lines. And the charge is given. Here we go. Oh, multiple members being taken down as they're charging in. Oh, there's Emperor taken down as they're charging up the hill here. Huge amounts of charging, huge amounts of shouting. Will they be able to pick up Old Glory? But no. Old Glory was picked up from the battlefield by the Confederate State Army. And they have now got their Old Glory from their friends. Up at the back there as fire comes out. Oh, look at that. So much fire into the United States Marine Corps, 19th Indiana, 6th New York City and Illinois. Multiple members being taken down as now additional forces come to the support of the enemy. Let's see what's going on as Nitek is in there doing a bit of conspicuous saluting at the rear. And he is in the process of saying hello to the troops. And you have, of course, the commanding officer and president. So there's North and South Hinkle. He's looking to dodge as many bullets. And it looks like the Union troops have been forced back. The colours this time are retained. And few colours have been dropped here. As we can see, First Lieutenant Jackson now picking up one of the flags. And unfortunately, Mr. President has been massacred on his way back. As there's a little bit of stabby goodness going on. As it looks like they want to try and get those colours back. Oh no, Volunteer Squaddy taken down by Brigadier General Sergeant Pepper just as he was about to collect. Oh dear, look at that. Brigadier General Sergeant Pepper taken down by Colonel Phillip from Wisconsin with a fine saber slice. And here is the battlefield. Colours still remaining. The Union forces regrouping on the other sides of the river. So, fortunately for the Union troops, they have reinforcements for their army.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure.
There you have it, boys and girls. So we are waiting for the reinforcements of the previous Union army to sort out their strategy and make their attack. Colonel Edward Fowler in there, checking to see what's going on, reporting back to his commanding officers as to the situation, which currently is not good for the Union forces. As this battlefield is currently covered with rifles and the blood of Union forces. As the muster, the attention is signalled by the drummers of the Confederate State Army. And Nitek under there, showing respect to his troops. Punisher holding on to the Confederate State colours. And here are the recently lost Old Glory flag. Unfortunately now stained with the blood of the Union forces. Oh, Major General Lance, holy crap. That was so unfortunate. Oh, look at that! Rapid fire coming in from the 15th Alabama, taking down multiple members.
A new nation, conceived in liberty.
Fire being returned into the Union forces. Now you can see what a tricky situation this is, because they are in an open field behind pretty much nothing whatsoever. Oh, English hitman taken down. As you can see, these guys reloading. Trying his best he can to deal with the fire coming from the Union forces. But they are pretty well protected. As you can see, no more than 50 meters maybe or so between the two armies, and you can see here, oh, so unfortunate, the Union forces, look at this, out in the middle of the field. Oh, looks like, yeah, Old Glory's still being held. Recruit Tillian, oh, Tillian now being taken down. Looks like you're going to try and get Old Glory back up again. Yeah, there we go. Shown with pride as the Union forces are being cut down. So we have Scout Small from Indiana. Picks up the flag. Oh no. Old Glory's gone down yet again on this left side. Oh, goodness me. So much blood and destruction and bullet fire. As the Union forces now decide to back off. But it looks like here, under control of the 19th Indiana, oh, Colonel Voodoo, as he's calling for more reinforcements. Oh, Colonel Phillip taking pot shots at the general who came in there and did nasty things to his regiment. Colonel Voodoo, who was trying to rally the troops around his colours. Unfortunately unsuccessful. So there we go. Looks like they've picked up the flag. Oh, Mercenary Billy taking down 19th Indiana Angel. And they're now retreating from the battlefield, with Winterhallis harassing them. Oh, George Hazard drops the flag in the field. Fortunately, it gets picked up by English Hitman. And we can see here Captain William trying to deal with an enemy cavalryman. But as you can see, those pistols... Oh, there we go. And a final finishing off by Captain William onto Winterhallis. And there you have it. The Union forces. What remains of the Union forces returning behind the river. More reinforcements pour in from the front. The call has been given for assistance at Fredericksburg. More reinforcements continue and arrive from hamlets and farms and villages all across Union territory. From New York City, from Illinois, now, there's a North and South Hinkle, dressed up slightly different today. Aha. There's a Hinkle on the horse. So, what remains of the Union forces now? You do have some Union forces over here, including one guy who appears to be choosing it back to his line. Volunteer Nork from New York City. Oh, nice turn and hit. Is he going to do any good? There's the question. Oh, his friend Moore has just been taken down. Nork takes down Farfigher and is going in for an attack. Oh, it's done a hit. Who is he after? That's Masterborn. Oh, Masterborn finally finishes him off. And we now see yet more Union forces move across the river. Let's see. Captain William. And the Union forces attempting yet again to try and dislodge the enemy from their positions behind the walls. Huge amounts of Union forces here, making a charge across the field. So you can see fire coming in. They're going to set up their line very quickly, but no. Multiple members have been taken down. Oh, look at this. A charge into the wall by the Union forces. Brigadier General Sergeant Pepper taken down very quickly. Oh, Glory left in the mud. Yeah, volunteer. Oh, poor mailman. Taken down by Winterhallis. As you've now got a battle going on between the troops behind that wall. As poor old Bacon is taken out. And the Confederate state troops are doing their best to defend. Complete with a armed to the teeth Comrade Lenin, who just got nearly owned by a horse. That would have been funny if he'd been run over by a horse not being ridden by anyone. So there we go. It looks like the Confederate state troops now. Oh, let's see. Comrade Lenin in there. Oh no, Brigadier General Sergeant Pepper taken down by Grey. Is that a little bit of conspicuous drumming going on by Lenin? It is. Oh no, it's Alex. So what they're going to do is they're going to do run round of Pickett's charge at Gettysburg. And that will be the next attack. And so, this will be Pickett's charge, a reenactment. As Pickett and his forces charge on the Union positions. So, as you can see, Confederate State Army getting set up. There is their commander, Lieutenant General Yannick, I should say. A gentleman of German extraction. Fighting this war. No doubt from the fine area of Hesse. As in the Hessian mercenaries fought for the English, however, times change. We'll see. So.
Sir!
Now, what NITEC is, I couldn't even actually begin to explain. Except for his little developer. His developer man purse. So, they even had man purses in this day and age. So, the battle purse. So, NITEC, with his nice gold developer battle purse. As the Confederate State armies slowly move in. Leading the way is the fine Lenin, musician extraordinaire. Waiting for the Confederate State colleagues to come out of the corn and assist him. There we go, the muster has been given. Look at these guys all moving forward. Look at this. Here we go, boys and girls. Here is the charge. Oh, no, I said hold fire until they get close. Some of them can't help themselves. As the smack talk goes on beyond the two teams. As yet more... Oh, fire coming in. Judas Priest being taken down. And any minute now, there's going to be a massive fusillade from the Union forces as the Confederate State. Will they make it to the line? Oh, look at this. Yes, they do. Oh, fantastic. Now the Union line has been hit by an overwhelming... Oh, my goodness. Look at this. An overwhelming human wave of Confederate State forces. Look at this. The Union troopers are now fighting for their lives. Complete with a Hinkle. So Hinkle's in there as well. Looks to be having a battle with S9000, and Hinkle's horse goes down, and Hinkle's in trouble. He is no more. This is not how Pickett's charge went. No, it's not. But one of those things. Now they're all chasing after what is the last man standing for the Union forces. Now, this is not going to go well. There we go. Poor old Volunteer Mandalore is no more. And I think they're going to do maybe another one maybe get them to hold in a certain spot. I don't know. We'll see. And here comes the Confederate State Army once again, under the command of Yannick. As you can see. There we go. Confederate State troops marching bravely into battle towards the Union lines. They will form up, no doubt. Oh! They will form up, no doubt, and start firing in a line back at the Union troops as the generals continue to look around the area as fire's coming in, as it looks like the leftmost section has now decided to charge in, as now the Union forces are suffering. Oh, Hinkle with a lovely kill onto Gimcat with a cannon as well. Goodness me, that's good stuff. So you can see now Confederate State forces firing. Nitek taken down by Colonel Phillip with a pistol. Oh dear. Bachman from Philadelphia is no more. As more fire coming in from this line of Confederate troops. Look at these guys doing a fantastic job. Oh, look at that. Isn't that great? There you go. DA being pulled back. Oh, Yannick taking a bullet. As now the Confederate State troops move in to finish the remaining stragglers from the Union Army. I think that's Colonel Phillip there, barged to the floor by the horse. Yes, it is. Getting to reload his horse. Oh, nice block there by Colonel Phillip. He's under multiple battles going on here. Colonel Phillip, unfortunately, finally overwhelmed. And the final Union member. Where is he? Oh, sliced. Colonel Voodoo. Colonel Voodoo is in there getting aggressive. Looks like they're going to line up maybe a firing squad. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, and he takes down Janet. Slices him across the back. Look at that. So where is Colonel Voodoo going? Aha. So now there's Mandalore in with Voodoo. And the hunt is on. Oh, how did they miss Mandalore there? What's going on? So Colonel Phillip, face down on in a bush on a Saturday night. Who doesn't want to be there? Oh, they found him. They found him. Mandalore and for Voodoo now taken down. And that is it, boys and girls. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.